Join me as I take you on this 10-minute squat mobility routine, and even if you're a complete beginner, this will be perfect for you. All you need is a bit of space, something to elevate your heels on, a resistance band or a stick or even a broomstick, and of course your body. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to notice is that I'm elevating my heels on some plates. This is just to show you how you can make the squat position easier by elevating your heels. You can use books, you can use a small step, you can use anything that allows you to lift those heels up and sit back into your heels for a resting squat. First thing we're going to be doing is warming up our wrists. Now, wrists are so important whether you're training handstands or just to increase your quality of life, because all upper body movements stem from the wrists, from the grip, and we want to make sure that these are nice and mobile and strong. So you're going to see me moving through different positions. I'm raising up onto my fingertips and I'm performing 5 to 10 reps here. You're going to play with whatever range you currently have. Then I'm shifting my fingers around. I'm going on top of my wrists. I'm facing my fingers in, out, behind me. Next, I'm going into the palm peels. Now, the aim of this is to get your elbows as close to the ground as you can whilst keeping your 4 fingers pressed into the ground. This stretches out the forearms, the back of the palms, even a little bit of the triceps. So you're going to notice just how much range you're able to get as you go through the motions. I would suggest you do 10 reps of this and then you hold that last position for 10 seconds. Next, I move into this wrist rock. Now this is going to train your wrists, but it's also going to prepare your shoulders. So opening up the shoulders through this closed position and then rocking back into the open position. You're going to notice that most of these movements that we do in these mobility routines target the whole body. Once you've completed your 5 to 10 rocks, you're going to squat down, the good old resting squat, and we're going to spend a little time here. Notice how my heels are elevated. This makes it much easier for you to sit back and relax in this position. Again, even if you need to hold on to something in front of you like a TRX or a pole, whatever it may be, you can do that in order to allow yourself to sit back a little more. From there, you're going to perform knee openers. So you're going to drive your forearms into your knees and you're going to try to open them as much as possible. You're going to complete 10 reps of this. So once you've completed 10 reps of the knee openers, you're going to get into your spine rotations. Typically, the advanced position of this is done in a squat, but I'm showing you a regressed variation here where you're just twisting from the top part and you're trying to open up your thoracic as much as possible. You're going to complete 10 reps on one side and then 10 reps on the other side. Notice again how I'm digging my shoulder into my knee. This is for resistance. Our students who come through our program notice results within a week of doing prescribed mobility exercises, and all it takes is 10 minutes. Our mobility toolkit is designed to do just that. It's designed to integrate into your current lifestyle, into your current training, and it's designed to help you open up every single joint in your body to strengthen those joints, improve range of motion, flexibility, and actually prepare you for the rigors of training and life. If you're interested in improving your mobility and in taking your training to the next level, do check this mobility toolkit out because it's a complete game changer. Whether you're a professional athlete or a 75-year-old beginner, it's going to work for you. Next movement, we're going to go down into the squat. So you're going to notice I'm holding my knees, and that's just to direct my attention to driving my knees out. You're going to drive your knees out over your toes as you're squatting up and down, and you're going to see it's not your regular squat. It's more so me guiding my knees to extend, to straighten, and then to bend down. Once you've completed 10 reps of the squats, you're going to come down into this position and you're going to drive your knees out and forward, and you're going to hang out in that position a little longer. Again, I always say the more time that we spend in this squat position, the better it is. So any chance we get, we do that. Now we're working that thoracic. So we're pushing, protracting, and we're retracting. Pushing hard, separating the scapula, making space in between your shoulder blades, and then pulling. Notice when I pull, I don't bend my elbows. I'm just pulling by retracting the scapula, squeezing the shoulder blades back, imagining there's a pencil there that I'm squeezing, and then protracting or pushing the wall away from me. We are then moving on to extensions. So I've got my hands on the ground and I'm pushing up, extending, trying to straighten my legs as much as possible. Work within your current range. The goal is to obviously try to straighten your legs. If you can't, you can go on top of your fingertips like this, or you can even turn around and elevate your hands, which will make things a lot easier for you. So you have a lot of options to play with here. The goal is to really push through the ground with your hands, push the earth away, as I would say, and try to get your hips on top of your shoulders as much as possible. So the more you push up, the more you can get more range, and that's going to transfer over to other skills later on. So pick your variation, complete 10 reps, and then pause for 10 seconds in that last rep. Next, we move on to the knee drives from a squat. Notice that I'm doing this towards the plates, so this makes the movement a lot easier. If you're currently limited with your range, driving your knee towards a height or an object will make things much easier. Notice in this position, I'm also stretching out my toes. Toes are often neglected, feet are often neglected, and this really helps. So make sure you stab your feet into the ground. Make sure that you're doing this barefoot because it really helps you activate your feet, make contact with the ground, and also be more in tune with your body. Next movement, we're going to practice sitting and standing from a squat. Eventually, I want you to do this without elevation, but now we're using this elevation to help propel us up. So you're going to squat down slowly, roll your butt back, and then push up to standing. You're going to notice if you're particularly tight, this will be tricky. So your aim is to move quite slowly through the position and to get from the sit to the squat, and then use your hands to push yourself up in a straight line. Try not to swing too much and try to really find the positions where you're feeling super tight. Stay there a little longer, push through those, and try to make the transition smoother and smoother. I will now sit in a kneeling position. I grab my resistance band. You can use a stick, you can use a broomstick, anything that you have available to you. And I'm going to perform shoulder dislocates. Before I do that, I want to guide you through this position of opening your shoulders. A lot of people are afraid to dislocate their shoulders, but doing it this way, taking it step by step, you're going to notice that your shoulders get more and more range to the point where you're actually able to take them all the way behind you. So you're going to perform 10 reps. You're trying to keep your ribs in, so don't arch your lower back, don't open up your thoracic spine too much. Try to keep everything nice and still, your core tight, and you're really opening your shoulders as far as they will go. Once you get comfortable, then you're going to try to take it all the way around. Your shoulders are supposed to move through a 360-degree range of motion. If you're feeling restricted in your lats, in your pecs, in your triceps, this movement will be difficult for you. So what you're going to do to make it easier is you're going to assume a wider grip, as wide as you possibly need in order to perform this movement. Next, I go straight into rotation. So I'm going to stay in my kneel, I'm going to protract, and then I'm going to twist. As I twist, I use my opposite hand. So if I'm twisting to the right, I use my right hand to really pull the stick or the resistance band and give myself that big stretch. This is amazing for your thoracic spine, actually for your whole spine. You're going to feel things clicking, you're going to feel things popping. That's all really normal. Remember to keep your core nice and tight and to move really slowly through the positions. Now we move on to the hip extension. So from that kneeling position, I'm going to lift, I'm going to drive my hips forward, and I'm going to sit back onto my heels. Nothing else is moving. I'm just extending those hips, squeezing my glutes, maintaining posterior pelvic tilt, so don't arch your lower back, and really push those hips forward. Over time, this exercise will progress you towards doing a reverse Nordic curl and further. Once I've completed 10 reps, I'm going to sit down onto the back of my heels and I'm going to stab my toes into the ground. Now, if you've never done this movement, you are going to love it. And then you're going to go into rocks. So I rock from a squat into a stab, kneeling, and I sit on my heels again. And moving through this position is incredible for your knees, for your hips, for your ankles. Next, we're going to move into what is called a fisherman's squat. So I'm kneeling, sitting down on one leg, and really stretching out that back leg. This is great. It's a great sitting position. So just like squatting is, you can move around in these low gait positions on the ground and spend more time in them. You're stretching, you're strengthening, you're mobilizing, everything at the same time, but you're not really exercising, are you? You're just resting. Next, we're going to go into toe squats. So I'm raising as high as I can onto my tippy toes. Now, obviously, this will require balance. This will require mobility in your feet, in your hips, and also strength in your knees. So if you're struggling at the moment, by all means, use something to hold on to. Assist yourself, whether that's a TRX, a pole, a wall, a couch, a chair, whatever it may be, and work within your current range. We're really training those feet. You can see how much work we're getting here from the ankles. And guys, a lot of issues and injuries stem stem from the ground up. They do stem from the ankles, so we've got to take care of them. And now we move to the good old cat-cow. So you're going to protract and retract your spine. You're going to arch in the bottom, hold that position, and then you're going to protract and you're going to hold that position in the top. And finally, we're going to decompress everything. That's been a tough session. If you've moved through all the positions without rest, by now you should feel like you're ready to rest. So this is a nice way to decompress. We bounce, we flex our spine, we curl, and we just let gravity take over to decompress everything. If you're looking to continue improving your strength and mobility, I want you to click on the screen where I have a playlist of more beginner-friendly routines and also a little more advanced routines. Enjoy them, practice them, and I will see you in the next one.